Are you dreaming of the lifestyle that comes with successful trading? Well, it's time to make it a reality. Welcome to the Trading Ascension podcast, where you can discover methods to improve your trading results by focusing on your trading psychology. I'm Jason E., your guide on this path to trading improvement, self-discovery, and self-mastery. Together, we'll explore the personal and spiritual growth journey of profitable day trading. Prepare to unlock the secrets of the trader's mind and align your inner self with your personal success. Listen to this episode if you want to ascend to new levels of trading excellence and personal development. This is Trading Ascension, supporting your journey to mastering trading psychology and personal growth for consistent profits. Let's elevate your trading and your consciousness starting now. Surrender. In today's episode, we'll focus again on exploring how the inner world directly shapes our financial success. This isn't just another trading tutorial, it's a roadmap to understanding yourself through the lens of day trading. Every trade, every strategy, every moment of market interaction is a mirror reflecting your personal growth, revealing the intricate connection between your mindset and your potential for profitable trading. The foundation of massive trading benefits comes from the utilization of a trading system. The creation of my own, and once this was implemented into my trading business, it yields a lot. And I know it empowers those who are like-minded in trading approach, those longtime listeners, or even just the people who stop by and resonate with a particular perspective on an individual episode. More specifically, my trading system does a lot in helping me with three things. Now, this is not the whole list, but I just want to mention a few things. First off, it helps me take powerful actions. These actions earn the title powerful because they're meaningful. They're meaningful because they have measured outcomes and results. I can rely on the data from my trading system, anything it spits out, and I can rest assured that the changes I'm making from that data are just as powerful because they're the offsprings of power. And our systems they're mostly us, right? It's mostly me, it's mostly you. And we have to perform like an athlete, like a professional in our approach. And professionalism is just a level of seriousness on how you go about it. My trading system and your trading system set up properly also yield number 2, which is helping us stay motivated, not to give up. And it does this by proving that we are actually improving, which refuels us, right? And it refuels the adventurer who's on that personal and spiritual growth journey path towards profit. 3, a system helps us determine opportunities to improve, and in a ever increasingly quick manner, we can address and make the changes required to reach the next level. It all started with my first trade, right? And I was turned on my first trade, super emotionally elevated. And you know, when you have like that peak of energy, it's noticeable, right? It's like that boost. It's like when you, like if you surprisingly see a loved one, right? Or an old friend, you're like, oh man, that felt great. I just saw him. Or, you know, you just get sucked into something, right? Like you're driving, you're zoned out. And then the passenger's like, hey man, you okay? You're like, oh yeah, I'm cool, man. I was tripping. I thought that car next to me, I thought a dog was driving, right? But you got pulled in. And there are these moments in life when our attention it's yanked on. And my first trade, to my surprise, got my attention to the point where it altered my path. Now, I lost that trade. I did close to what I learned, but not exactly, right? But anyway, the pieces of understanding I needed a trading system, they didn't come together, right? Not all at once. but I knew that I needed to better navigate moving forward. But when they did fall into place, the result of the applied knowledge was a trading system. When I say trading system, there are many things that people say, and I don't, as far as the definition, and I don't, think it's worth arguing over the semantics of that. But for clarity on what I mean, a trading system in our community is a closed loop of actions with checks and balances that, when placed on top of your intraday trading plan, it supports you in producing your desired results. A trading system isn't just a set of rules. It's a natural flow, an intuitive process where every action during your trading session is clear. The goal? The goal is minimizing these moments of uncertainty. Decrease drastically moments of that inner dialogue saying things like, I'm not sure what to do right now. Yuck. Although the trading system can apply to almost all, intraday traders, it has to be customized to your liking. Also, system means things run together. No clunkiness. I found that trading with a clunky process is harder to implement and make money from. Clunky is the opposite of a good system. We want our system to flow, and it has just this natural flow of required steps that are smooth, intuitive, cohesive, just a natural flow. And even if you have a clunky trading process, deep within every novice trader knows that they need to seek clarity. They need to seek clarity on all the actions during their trading session, right? I think it's kind of obvious. If you said to a trader like, hey, would you rather have a system or a trading practice where you're reacting with what feels right, guessing, maybe using your intuition as you trade, right? Now, we're not talking about the results, just the input. Or, hey, trader, would you want clarity on what to do in every situation while you are trading? I think when we lead towards intuition, it's because we think the answers are there. But compared to knowing what to do in every situation where the answers are actually there, I think we all would choose that choice. But some traders don't know they have a choice. So they go to intuition, the ambiguous route, full of ambiguity and full of guessing and not knowing what to do. And the reason the trading ascension, definition and actually, having this trading system can apply to a lot of different trading approaches is because it's truly grounded in the emotional and mental realm. And it adds, literal energy to our practice. Now, although there's a heavy focus on, the personal development as a trader, I know that some traders don't have to put as much attention on this, right? And then some traders I know aren't capable of putting this amount of attention and diving this deep into their mind. I heard a trader online recently and he was like, if you're making a mistake, just tell yourself not to do it. Right? For me, I'm thinking like, man, never have I been able to change a habitual action that quick and just say, oh, I guess I'll stop. So this guy is either full of it, right? Or the most powerful man ever, right? Usually the truth's in the middle somewhere. But from my experience, no human course corrects that easily. Change, it happens instantly, but the process to that moment is different for us all. It's just like freezing, right? At a certain temperature, bam, freezing happens in that moment. But leading up to, right, dropping in temperature, getting to that moment takes time. And so does it for us as humans trying to change. And I'd like to provide the conditions for that change to happen within you in our conversations. And one part of that simple yet extremely effective system approach that we're talking about is what we're going to drill down on today, which is surrender. So again, flashback to my first trade. I'm feeling some type of way. I got this heightened energy and I'm like, yo, what's going on here, man? I did a ton of research, right, leading to books and videos and a lot of different things. And I kept finding this statement being repeated. And it said that trading psychology was a huge part of the trading journey. And I said, okay, well, my answers are likely on that path then, right? Let me figure out exactly, what it is. And come to find out, it was related to what my life purpose was. And I knew I could just take the things that I knew about the personal spiritual growth journey of life and apply it to day trading. You see, I've been having these same conversations for decades. Now it's just applied to day trading. So this is my lane. I was created to add value in this realm, call it metaphysics, if you will. And I was looking at the, trading psychology, and I thought, man, instead of studying this, maybe I should just capture my journey. And here we are 4 years later, over 150 something episodes. And so at that moment, back to the first trade, I sat down and I said, what am I up against? And I figured that the biggest hurdles hindering novice traders and making them quit, making them part of that 95% of traders who don't make it, is they're either lost, they're stuck, or they're alone. But these enemies are the small battles, right? Those are like the foot soldiers, right? You guys remember the foot soldiers? I grew up on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and the foot soldiers were the army that Shredder, the supervillain, he put out. And there were so many of them. You could never really defeat the foot soldiers. There were so many, they multiplied. They showed up at the battle. There were some episodes when I was watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as a kid where Shredder wasn't even in the whole entire episode, right? They just had to fight foot soldiers sometimes. Bebop, Rocksteady, the other like mid-tier enemies. But the real boss, right, the Shredder, is ambiguity. Placing firm upon your mind that ambiguity is a career killer will serve you. Get that in your head. Ambiguity is a trader's career killer. Gray areas will block your blessings. And so where might ambiguity show up? Well, a few places, right? And instead of just telling you, let's take some action here, let me give you these as thought prompts. I have a mentor that every Friday sends out thought prompts, just questions to get you pondering and putting your attention where you want it on your goals. So again, common places for ambiguity where they're seen and where they can destroy your trading process posed as a question. So here we go. First off, the first question you want to write down is, do I have clarity on my trading goals? You hear traders speak about the importance of different time frames, right? They might say, I match what I'm seeing here on the small chart with the top chart, right? I look at the 1 minute, then I jump to the 15 minute, and then now I'm looking at the hour chart and the day chart. It all aligns. I'm entering a trade, right? I know you may not trade like that. I don't, but there are traders that talk about confirmation on different levels. Well, I'm here to tell you that you need multiple levels of goal clarity. And let me show you how this works, right? It starts with the biggest imaginable goal you have for yourself. The ultimate long-term goal. This needs clarity. And one thing I want you to do, this is a caveat. When you're painting this picture of your trading goal, don't make yourself older, right? Don't add grays and ages to the mental image. Put yourself in there now. And so it's a 2-part clarity piece because you have to have that life vision, right? That large lifestyle goal, right? Of what's really happening once you reach your trading success. What are you doing with yourself? Then you also need that goal tied to that monetary output of your trading, right? Like how much money you've made or you're making. How much are you pulling from the market for that lifestyle to be a reality? And once you have that life vision and this financial number, this clarity, it cascades down. into smaller goals that are aligned with the ultimate destination, right? So they become these pit stop goals. And again, they cascade down to single actions. So again, this part has your lifestyle, like what are you doing? And then it has the trading financial number, something that's like P&L related. And the vision is the psychology part that not only battles ambiguity, but it will motivate you. It help with problem solving, help with taking actions. And as you learn new skills and take action, right, you're going to be able to deploy your system in a way that helps you reach your financial goals. And now one more thing on vision, because I want to stay on track, but this is important. I'm just explaining like how this works. For example, a trader wants the life to live in the big city, right? London, New York or something. They want to live and they just want to watch plays and eat at great restaurants. So this in their mind is that vision. And then they think on top of these other income sources I have, day trading needs to make $2,000 a month. Again, just an example. Now they can see themselves having those results, which is the action required to move through space and time towards those results. And then on a physical level, they can ground that reality with daily action. Like, if there's an average of 22 trading days a month, they can say, okay, I need to make $100 each trading session, which allows them to know the quantity for safe risk management, right? That gets them to that number. Then with the clarity of the trading strategy, they keep going deeper into knowing what to do at every moment and defeating ambiguity. And then the last thing here, I'm a fan of practicing for results. And I think this is an important thing to call out because it's a nuance that I think is either given out the wrong way or just kind of overlooked. I hear people saying that you need to focus on your strategy and trading first. You don't need goals. But I think that's the slow path. And, let me just think how to say this, because I know that people can be overwhelmed. Like these nuances get me because it's always like, yeah, but kind of a gray area. But I know that people can get overwhelmed. But when your goal is part of the system, things can be simple. The engine running is simple, but when you put all the parts on the ground, that's when things get wild. So we always in conversation right here, make sure that we end up staying focused on the action part and everything running together. Because if you're not practicing for the goal you want to accomplish, what are you practicing for? If I was a trader that wanted to make that $2,000 a month, I'm going to optimize my system to yield those results. And I think it's a different approach and a better approach than just saying, I'm going to work on this strategy till I can just do it the best I can. Yeah, it's a good idea. But why not customize your entire system to reach your goals? I'd love to hear the argument against that, because I always hear focus on the strategy, take it away from the goals. But when your process doesn't equal a desired result, your focus on the process it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything, right? It's just a process. And, I want us all to stay focused on getting to a certain outcome. So we start with that goal, that lifestyle, and that money target that leads to breaking down daily outcomes, which we can tie to daily input. So we have clarity, and it's all within the trading system, to the point where you can get as detailed as you want. Think about it starting with that lifestyle of living in the city, eating at restaurants. And it goes all the way down to, I just won the trade. I'm at this amount of money. This is what I do next. Oh, I just lost that trade. This is exactly what I do next. So starting with that vision cascades down to the exact action that you need to do daily. And you know, because it's tied to a goal, that that action is meaningful. You're not just learning the strategy, you're building your system. And so that takes you to the next part of where ambiguity may show up and where you need clarity is in the trading strategy. You got the goal, you got the lifestyle, you got a trading strategy. And three parts to that, right? We talk about this: entry and trade management, trade exit. And this is the next place where you want to hunt for ambiguity. Then we need our trading system to collect data and effectively process and analyze that data. So once you've, customized a trading system, the ambiguity, it decreases. Shredder, he's losing power. Which brings us to today's topic. Because on the path of using your trading system and processing the data that it provides, you're going to start seeing issues that are holding you back. And these issues are found in your data. Now, without a system, these problems can hide, and without addressing them, they can linger in the shadows. So understand what's hidden is probably hindering you, but also what's hidden is hiding in your current hurdle, right? The thing that you're facing right now. So when you have an overall structure, more things within have meaning and importance. Without a trading system, a trader may be having these battles that mean nothing, just dumb, just things to avoid. But within a system, the hurdle is the way for a conscious trader. What you're now facing is the indication of the direction, right? It's the, hey, this way of the direction to move forward in. The system exposes via data a contrast from what is now showing to what is desired to be showing. And you take action on closing that gap. You have to open this door, right? And face these issues if you're on the path to consistent profitability. So at this point, we not only know what's, at the door, we have a way to address it. We have tools to address the things that are showing up at our doorstep. We don't hide from our trading issues, because if we don't go to the door, we don't know if what was standing there is left. It can be lingering. You ever had that looming feeling of something being wrong? In trading, that feeling, it's there a lot, but sometimes it's not as noticeable as just life fear or the people who have anxiety and they're like, oh, something's wrong, I don't know, right? You'll have that feeling in trading, but it's very slight, hard to identify, especially if you can't identify it, but don't know, how to fix it. So we have to battle that. So we open the door and we have this willingness to say, okay, this is the current issue. This is what the data is saying I need to work on. When this happens, the sole thing that I'm going to focus on is addressing that one thing. Maybe there's more. Maybe there's an overwhelming amount of things. But I'm going to focus on this one issue that's killing my trading results. Yeah, there's more than one. I'm going to get to them, right? So the trading system output is saying this is the next foot soldier battle, next mini battle in this big war. And once you hunt down these results, what do you do? Well, it becomes a release, a catch and release. Most of the powerful actions on this journey is releasing limiting thoughts and actions. We must surrender. The limiting aspects found in our trading approach, our trading strategy, and about ourselves have to be released. So let's talk surrender. We have to let go of what doesn't work in action, what doesn't work in thought, and what emotions don't serve us. Because after you get past ambiguity, right, which you never totally get past it, once you get past the bulk of it, when you have that trading system, you focus on doing what you said, right? Following the plan, logging the plan's results, and closing the gap of your say and your do. So what is surrender? Well, in military context, surrender refers to the act of yielding or giving up control of a town, a fortification, or troops to an enemy force. In religious context, surrender often means yielding oneself to a divine influence or emotion. Second definition in religious context is giving up one's will or desires to a higher power or spiritual practice. And there's other terms for the word, right? In legal terms, right? It could be yielding of a leasehold or an estate by a leasee, right, to a landlord. In insurance, it's the voluntary termination of an insurance contract before the end date. Even in blackjack, right? Think about gambling. It refers to one abandoning their hand of cards and recovering half the initial bet, right? So there's that surrender term. And I'm a person who studied Latin. And when we think about the word surrender, it has roots in mostly Old French. And it comes from surrendre, which combines sur, over the top or on top of, with rendre, to give back or return. And with each and every definition of surrender, something is lost, right? Everything talks about loss, give back. But listen, it's not stolen. It's given. It's given. Surrender isn't bad because you're giving. You're not getting anything taken from you. You're not weak. You're taking the power to give, to push things off your plate. So here's the big takeaway for today's show. Think about your trading as a very short learning process, which quickly morphs into a surrender process. Because the person that comes into trading, they need to know a lot, right? There are some things about trading, and those things have been minimized to the trading system, the strategy, the plan. You need to know those things. But it will serve a trader to know that there's the scholar approach versus the improvement approach. And the way we set up a trading system allows us to know what action steps are needed versus what information is just there for entertainment. And I've been in the field of personal growth, and I can tell you with all honesty that there are a lot of pitfalls and dead ends for people to get stuck in. And a lot of times the people that get stuck in those paths and those pitfalls, they turn against development and they say, oh, I'm just going to take action. Don't need to think about anything. Don't need to align this action with the thoughts that create energy for that action and yield greater results. Nope, I'm not going to do that. Airy fairy, whoop-de-whoop. It's all about action. But we talk about the personal spiritual growth journey, and it's always tied to those action steps. I think it's important to do that. I also think making that connection is an innate gift. So I'm taking a bold stance, personal opinion here. Maybe you see it differently, but I want to tell you, after that initial learning of how to enter the market, manage to trade, exit the market, the rest isn't all that important. Now, I'm oversimplifying because there are a lot of things that are needed to reach that point, right? For entering a trade, you need an app or some type of trading platform. There's a certain amount you have to know about the market you're in. So yeah, you need to learn some things. But again, the learning part of trading is not the path of trading success. The surrender path is the path towards consistent profitability. And you might think, I don't even know enough to surrender. I need to learn. And again, I don't think so, my friend. I don't think so. Don't get stuck thinking about the development path versus the action path. And I'll be honest, let me just sidestep really quick because I see this in religion as well. It's very easy to get in religion, right? And again, I'm not a religious person, but I've been deep in religion, worked in churches, and I realized, being someone grounded in personal development, that also when it comes to your faith and your spirituality, there are two paths as well. And one path is the scholar path, entertainment, if you will. And this is where you're looking at the history of the Bible. You're looking at, the dates, the places, the stories, and you're doing these things that talk about it from a scholarly standpoint. You're debating meanings and things like that. And that's great. But there's the path of seeking God. And the book right? If we're talking about the Bible, debating it, there's a lot of actionable steps in there, right? So to seek God, do this, right? Meet him in silence, meditate, contemplate on these thoughts, think these things, act this way, follow these commandments, right? So if you're not doing those things, then you're not on the path towards building that relationship with the Creator. And in trading, if we're studying, reading books, yeah, it can be helpful, but it's not the direct path to your trading results. So let me address 3 questions, and we'll call it a lesson for the day. Or actually, let's just say 2. What is surrender, or what to surrender, and how to surrender? Right? Well, simply the data is going to let us know. The data that comes out our trading system is going to let us know what to surrender. It's at the door, needs to be addressed. So we have to let go of what doesn't work in action and thought and emotion. And after you get past ambiguity, once you have a trading system, you focus on doing what you said, following the plan, logging the plan's results, and closing the gap of your say and your do. When you're looking at your data from the week's trades, a cycle, whatever your cycle is, you can see the most frequent issue that you had. What was the number one mistake that you made in the actions for this last trading cycle? Did you follow your plan? If no, you need to focus on not doing what's not in your plan, right? Surrender that. That adherence to your plan takes small bits of data before you know you have to change, right? If you got 10 trades and you didn't enter the way you were supposed to after those 10 trades, red flag, you need to do something about it. You need to surrender there. Then on the other side, after you surrender the greed or whatever pulled you away from the plan, did you do exactly what you said? And the results of a larger data set say the actions won't create profit over time. So that takes larger data. To see if your strategy, your system works, you need large chunks of data, but you don't need large chunks of data when it comes to your action, right? So see the difference there. And if you do see, okay, I've taken the right action and the results aren't yielding, then you need to surrender those parts of the process. Let them go. Revamp the strategy based off the data. So we have to replace these things after we surrender. And a lot of times we have to fill those gaps, because when we surrender things, and the reason why it's not adding things on, because there is a gap there that we're filling, and that void is most likely going to suck in the old habits, the old beliefs, the old self, unless we replace it and revamp it. We don't want those old residents coming back in. So whatever you're facing is the direction of your trading success. Be excited about the problem that you just identified. Oh, I'm doing this in my trading? Hell yeah. Next week, I'm going to focus on this and I'm going to be a better trader. And you're going to feel good because you know you're going to be a better trader once you handle that. It doesn't matter how long. We're not giving up anyway. But we got a battle in front of us and we're going to face it. We're going to surrender a problem that we've identified, and we're going to remove our attention from it. Its life comes from our energy. You're the creator of your reality. On my journey as a trader, I've over leveraged at times. Something it said, just, hey, go big. And that something wasn't data. It wasn't logic, right? So I had to surrender this mismanagement of risk. And I did this by removing attention, surrendering it. The issues we face become the goal of the next trading cycle. So I would say, okay, well, for this next cycle, next 50 trades or whatever, I'm going to take these without over leveraging. I'm going to cut these losses at the right time. This is my main goal, my only goal for the next week. My whole trading career, damn near my life, is about this one thing, this one aspect. Now, as a young trader, I thought, man, this is risky. I should be focusing on making money, reading. But all of that stuff wasn't on the improvement path. No matter how many books I read telling me how to not over leverage, I needed to have the habit of not over leveraging implemented into my being, which is an action path, not a reading path. It's me taking the new action over and over, facing the same situation in the market, but showing up differently, right? The true measurement of change. I needed to be that, not on the entertainment path. To my surprise, knocking out one problem at a time was super effective versus fighting a whole bunch of things, never, ending them enough and giving them enough damage to take them out of the fight. So they just kind of linger and follow me around my trading career. Let's say you're getting jumped by 4 monsters, right? You're just having a great day, walking around. All of a sudden, 4 monsters turn the corner. Oh, damn, I got to fight these monsters, right? So you have some choices. Maybe you can ignore the monsters and just focus on the day that you're going to have this monster laser and destroy them. Until then, I'm going to run and hide. That's the trader who thinks that they're just going to make money and all these problems will dissipate. It won't. The monster's going to stomp them out. They'll die. Maybe you take the option and say, I'm just going to slap a monster here, slap a monster there, randomly. And this is the trader that is reading to solve their problems, looking at other traders for more information to add to their actions instead of surrendering the actions that are there. And this trader, they never do enough damage to defeat a monster. And then their trading problems just grow and grow because the randomness of slaps and because this trader is giving those monsters the attention they need to multiply. Or a trader could say this. They could say, I'm going to do nothing. And of course, monsters are going to multiply. The option that I'm suggesting is to call out one monster, slay him. Me and you, 1v1. Don't worry about getting hit from the back. The other monsters are just going to watch. It's like a karate movie. And even if they are affecting you, so what? You'll deal with them when it's their turn. But you're fighting that one monster. And you're destroying them, slaying them. Then you're moving on to the next. Knowing that you'll never have to fight that last one again. Knowing that you'll never have to deal with that issue again. Knowing that I'll never have that same over-leveraging problem that I focused on solving. Once your data shows an issue, create new actions that replace the old actions. But most importantly, surrender those old actions. This also is going to call for you to update your self-vision so that the action is surrendered and disassociated with you and your being. I'm a trader that has proper risk management and wise contract distribution. I'm a person that I want to become because of what I surrender. I'm a person who takes too many trades, too high of contracts for no reason but a hunch. That's the belief system that's behind taking that action. So we have to address the belief system with more empowering beliefs so we're disassociated from those actions. So we have within the system that has brought us full circle, right, to where we initially started, the goals and the self-vision. So we set goals, self-vision, we take action, creating data, and then that data revamps the goals, and then the vision is revamped so we can take action again on another cycle, and then we evaluate the data at the end of that cycle. So it's a loop of self-improvement within your trading journey. To overcome your trading hurdles, focus on one thing at a time. Let go of actions that do not work and the ideas that you had that were making you try them. This week, focus on not doing one thing for the whole week that you know doesn't work. Go deep into it and make it your life purpose and goal to not do that one thing. Remove your attention from it. When my entire trading life was focused on not taking a trade with over leverage, I had the power to overcome it. No way it could win. I started getting creative hunches for things to simplify. And it was like, oh, you know what? Why don't you remove that quantity option from your entry screen? It's important that when we're fighting these battles that our attention is removed from it, because you, and as powerful as you are, you're fueling the things in your reality. Without your power, a lot of those things dissipate, don't exist, or they just fade into other dimensions. Do that this week, and you'll realize that the path straight forward through these issues is straight towards your money. But when we go straight at the money, the outcome may not be what we think. A process focus will set you free. A process that is focused on getting to a specific goal is even more powerful. You're not just learning how to enter a trade. You're learning to enter a trade with the goal of that trade adding to your ultimate life goal. You're fully aligned from the biggest picture to the smallest picture at every time frame in your life as a trader. Tighten up your system this week. Focus on eliminating one problem this week, and you're going to be in a better place at the end of next week. And over time, you're going to run out of monsters to fight. I promise you it's the fastest path. Now remember to be the hero of your story. Thanks for listening. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Trading Ascension Podcast. I hope you found valuable insights to help you on your day trading journey. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. Your support by subscribing and leaving reviews helps me reach more traders like you and continue to provide this valuable content. Don't forget to head over to the tradingascension.com website for free resources, more tips, and exclusive content. If you can't wait till the next show, check out some of the previous episodes. They're great. But do join me on the next episode. And until then, keep ascending, stay mindful, and remember, your journey to mastering trading psychology for consistent profits starts with your willingness to embrace personal growth.